Let me know now before I start this dirty shit. No, I'm just joking. It's not dirty. We're just gonna catch up on what's going on with the VShojo stuff. Doesn't seem like it was just one person. A couple others left too, and I just wanna discuss on that. Now, after I discuss this, everybody please give your love, give your support to all of them, including Iron Mouse. I'm going to have a link. I'm going to share her link to the charity that she's doing, so that we all have a better understanding of it, and so that everybody out there could give her support. Because yeah, what happened is extremely shocking. Like, it's shocking, it's upsetting, and it's just holy shit, dude. But all right, I'm going to. Is the music? Oh, the music's muted. Let me get that going. Let me double check it and see how it is. If it's loud, I'll turn it down in case you guys can't hear it. But I have 3. So technically, I have 4 reaction videos. I have one from Iron Mouse, one from Michi, and then one from kson. But kson's I'm gonna have uh someone else explain her situation to me, because she speaks a little Japanese, and from what she was explaining to with the CEO of Japan, she spoke in Japanese, and I didn't really understand what the hell was going on. So I'm gonna have somebody else explain it to me, and who's going to explain it to me is this perfect, beautiful man, Mor Kazahana. Give everybody here, give them your support, your love, your hearts. They do so much for the world right now. Well, for the VTuber community and streaming wise, but they do a lot. They do a lot, and it's so inspiring, to be honest. And it's just it's a shame that stuff like this happens, and it just. But all right, we are actually going to get this started now. So the first one we are going to discuss with is Iron Mouse. So Iron Mouse is the first one that encountered this with VShojo. So here, let's listen to her and see what she says.
I am leaving VShojo. Unfortunately, I recently found out that for the past couple of months, I have been misled by VShojo. With the information that I currently have, I believe that I am owed a significant amount of funds, which I have not been paid. And most importantly, the thing that hurts me the most is that the Immune Deficiency Foundation, which is the most important charity to me, and also the reason why I'm here today, is owed over $500,000 from VShojo. I know that this is a lot,
$500,000.
and it's very important for me to be honest with all of you. I really want to tell you everything, but unfortunately right now, I have been instructed by my attorney to wait for more of the legal procedure to unfold. So one day, I will be able to tell you the full story. But for now, I just need to let you know that I will no longer be a part of VShojo. If you give me a moment of your time, I just want to tell you a little bit about myself. I know for a lot of people right now that this might be the first time you're ever watching me. I became a VTuber because I really wanted to make friends. I was very lonely due to the fact that I have a primary immune deficiency disease called CVID. I basically have a low to near non-functioning immune system, which means I get sick a lot, and it caused me to remain isolated for long periods of my life. So then I found streaming, and I thought about giving it a try because I wanted to see if I could make some friends online, because I honestly couldn't ever leave my room. I never really expected to grow an audience or anything. It was one of the last things on my mind. I just thought that I would stream to, 5 to 10 people and just hang out from time to time, make some friends, play games, and just continue on with my life. But unfortunately, I was too scared to stream with my face. So a friend of mine recommended that I try an app called FaceRig that would allow me to use an anime avatar to stream, and that's how I started VTubing. It took me a while to take it seriously and even begin to think about maybe being able to grow a community and even make this a career. I think I really started to take it seriously around the time when I was approached to join VShojo, and it was through VShojo that I was able to grow into the Iron Mouse that I am today. When I was approached in 2020 and asked to join VShojo, it seemed like a good idea, but I honestly did not know if I could ever be a corporal VTuber because I felt like I just couldn't. In my mind, I saw myself as unhireable, which is why streaming worked for me. I had no boss, no strict rules, I had no hours, no expectations. It was all up to me, and due to the fact that I have lived my life chronically ill and being unable to do much of anything, I just felt like there was no way that anyone would ever take me or want me. For a while, I was struggling to make a decision because I was afraid about my anonymity and afraid about trusting people because I felt like every time I put my trust in people, it always ends in grief for me. So I was worried about expectations and a million and one other things. But I ultimately decided to join VShojo. It really pains me that I am unable to fully explain why I am leaving. But for right now, here's what I am allowed to share with you. I would always be told how important I was for the company, and I was always told that I was needed in order for the company to succeed. Although that was very positive to hear, it put a lot of pressure and a lot of stress on me to the point where I felt guilt-tripped into signing. I felt responsible for everybody. I felt responsible for staff and talent alike. And I felt like if I didn't do this and if I didn't stay, I was hurting everybody and I was destroying everybody's life. But this didn't feel right with me, and I began to feel extremely uncomfortable. As my viewers know, privacy has always been one of my biggest concerns. I've had a lot of scary experiences in my life, so one amazing thing for me was the fact that VShojo handled all my payments, and it meant that I never had to give out any of my personal information, so that was always a blessing to me. As time went on, I decided that I wanted to try to start pulling out my remaining funds because I wanted to start taking over my own finances. This is what led me to this point. Throughout the years, Connor and I have raised around $4 million for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. The majority of the money raised is through Tiltify at events like the Cyclothon, the charity auction, and other miscellaneous events that we've had. However, because of the success of my first subathon, I decided to donate half the earnings of my following two subathons to the Immune Deficiency Foundation. The first time I tried this, it worked great. Over 200,000 people supported me, and because of that, we raised over $329,350 to the Immune Deficiency Foundation.
Damn.
Because the money came from my Twitch revenue instead of a Tiltify link, it required VShojo to make the donation on my behalf. They promptly sent the payment, and the subathon was a huge success. So I decided to do it again the next year. My last subathon was one of the biggest events I've ever done. The support was overwhelming, and I ended up getting over 300,000 subscribers and breaking the all-time sub record. But this also meant that we had raised $515,000 for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I once again asked VShojo to make the donation on my behalf, but unfortunately, still a year later, VShojo has not paid the charity. The Immune Deficiency Foundation means the world to me. Connor and I have both spent a ton of energy, time, and resources raising money for charity. And we're both so proud to be able to say that we've raised nearly $4 million for charity. We almost always raise money for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. They help people with primary immune deficiency diseases, or PI, which are inherited disorders where a part of the body's immune system is missing or doesn't function properly, which makes people like me more prone to infection, and this includes over 450 different conditions. The Immune Deficiency Foundation is a charity that is near and dear to my heart and has a particular significance in my life. When my health first started getting really bad, the Immune Deficiency Foundation helped me immensely when I really had nowhere else to turn. I was terrified, I was lonely, and I was confused. I honestly didn't really know what was going on, and I never ever want anyone else to go through that. This entire situation has broken me. I just wanted to do something good and to give back to a community that helped me. But unfortunately, that's not the case. As much as I would like to continue to talk about this, unfortunately, I can't. So, to recap, I believe that I am owed a significant amount of funds, which I have not been paid. And most importantly, the Immune Deficiency Foundation is owed over $500,000 from VShojo. I really wish that I could tell you more, but right now, I have been advised to wait for legal proceedings. As of right now, I am an independent VTuber. I am at a loss of what to do right now. I'm kind of processing everything. I'm very sad and very confused. Once again, I want to apologize to the Immune Deficiency Foundation and to my community who has shown so much support to me. I also wanted to say that all the ad money made from this video will go towards the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I honestly don't know what I'm going to do. Like I said, I really haven't had much time to process this. But below the video in the description box is a link to a donation fund for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Thankfully, any donations made through Tiltify go directly to the charity. That link is also there if you've heard about this and would like to support the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Sometime this month, I plan on doing a special live stream in order to raise money for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I hope to have a ton of friends joining me, and hopefully there'll be a lot of singing and a lot of fun and just a day full of happiness. I just honestly really want to show that after all of this...
So as we can clear, it's about already like a pinch away. So as we can see, it's affected her incredibly hard. Like out of all of them, I believe it's affected her the most because she started the charity for the immune deficiency, which I'm gonna support. I'm gonna do my best to try to help her out if I can through these videos. Everybody, please set the here. I'm going to tell you right now. Where is it? Right here. I'm so sorry, everybody. Hold on. Let me just minimize this a little bit. Right here is the link for the Tiltify. This is where she's doing the immune deficiency link towards that, and she just deserves all the love that she can get right now, because this is... I never thought that a big company such as VShojo, who has great VTubers out there, just not get money like that. Like it's so upset. It's so upsetting that seeing someone like this so great get cheated out of with this. And I've been through stuff like that where I've been cheated out of stuff, I've been lied to, I've been betrayed, and I've watched Ironmouse for quite some time, just like how I've watched Bao and Shy Lily, and seeing this happen to Ironmouse, a really big VTuber, it's so sad hearing her story and how she just went through all that, losing her poor trust with this one group. Like, she deserves so much love, so much love. And for her to raise that much, over almost 4 million for this immune deficiency, she's doing great. She's doing great things right now. And I applaud her so much for doing such great things for the world. Damn it, I mean, sorry, I'm about to cry because it's so sad. Okay, so we got Ironmouse. The next one, who apparently left as soon as I got home, is Michi. Michimochievee. I'm so sorry if I butchered that, Michi. Is it Mochievee? I'm so sorry if I butchered that, Mochi. But she, as soon as I got home, I saw her video, so this is what she has to say about it.
Okay, you really think I, out of anyone, would know how to do this, y'all? Alright, I will have to say TTS is off for the stream because we're talking about something serious. I will start off light in a light note because obviously, I don't want to been crazy. I don't want to add to the crazy too much. Today, I'm only gonna be talking about my own situation and no one else. I am in no way talking about other people or representing anyone but myself, okay? So it's just me. So there's a lot that I will have to talk about. Let's just pull it off like whack, shall we? The situation. Yeah. Today, chat, I have.
I love how she still has enthusiasm.
VShojo, which is insane to say. Yeah, I have officially left VShojo, so I'm not part of it anymore. On Twitter and stuff, there's like that handle thing. I don't think it's in my control. I'm not sure if VShojo will be announcing this publicly due to everything that's been going on. But yeah, officially now, I will continue as just me. Yay. The reason behind this, as some of you may know, I can't get into too much specifics due to the legalities and all that big brain stuff. And I was told to be careful with what I say. I wanted to go live today because I want to give you guys clarity and updates and security on everything that's going on, because I think you guys, out of everyone, deserve to know. I know you guys probably must feel like confused or upset and stuff like that. I'm sorry that I can't tell you guys everything, but I hope I can tell you guys enough to the best of my abilities, and I'll do my best because I just don't want you guys to feel like confused. So I'm sure at this point, a lot of you guys have watched or at least heard of Mousie's video by now. If you haven't, please go watch it and support her because she's very sweet and I care about her a lot and she deserves all the love. But for today, I'll just be talking about my own situation and I might be bringing up similar points that Mouse have stated in her video. So I'm so sorry if this may sound a little bit repetitive, but basically, I recently found out that VShojo owes me a good amount of unpaid debt. I also have other reasons that I was advised not to get into or say too much of as of now. So I'm sorry if I can't talk about that, but this is just one reason that has led me to my decision of terminating my contract with VShojo. And I want you guys to know it's not fully about like the money for me. I wanted to give you guys a quick backstory on everything just so then you can fully understand what has been kind of going on. So back then when I started streaming, way back then, I did it at first as a way to hang out with my friends. As you know, I really enjoyed anime and music, and I am a big fan of 3D concerts. Especially back then, I was quite a 3D concert nerd, and I have a hard time talking to people because I have really bad social anxiety. And VTubing has taught me how to talk to people more and feel more comfortable in my own skin, which is ironic because we're VTubers. I could hang out with my friends who couldn't participate or be in call, and they can hang out with me too. And it's really nice. From there, we could also meet more people together. And I always saw this as just a fun hobby that connects like-minded, passionate people together. And I just saw it as that, right? And then I got picked up by another thing. And honestly, some of you may already know the story. So it went how it went. Safe to say, after that, I had a lot of doubt and fear and anxiety coming out of that situation. I still enjoyed streaming. Though I still enjoyed streaming, I realized that once money is involved, maybe my type of approach to the streaming world is a bit different. Honestly, I know a lot of people have told me that, you know, maybe how I see things may be a bit naive or stupid. But I don't know, maybe I'm just stupid. However, after everything that has happened, VShojo picked me up and they reassured me that this would not happen again and that they treat me better than before. And I'm gonna be so honest, chat, they did. I've spoken about this in the past and oh god, fuck, I'm so sorry if I cried today. I don't want to mute because that would be really awkward. But I know before in the past I've said a lot of really good things, and this is why I think the backstory is quite important. I kind of feel ashamed about it. Well, not ashamed, maybe embarrassed. I was super relieved because I thought I finally found a group of people that were in it for the passion and the fun. Because I don't, again, I might sound dumb, but it was just a big, like, nice little reminder.
She's so adorable,
I guess. And I was just really happy to find like-minded people that were willing to talk to me and even support me and help me rebuild all over again. And in the start, VShojo did that for me. Because before I joined VShojo, I'm aware that I came with a lot of baggage. I wasn't like the easiest hire, I think. At that time, I've slipped into like past bad habits. At that time, you know, that's probably the most TOS friendly way I can describe that. But my brain wasn't the best, and VShojo gave me a second chance, and they said that they'd handle everything for me because they knew how, yeah, you know, they knew how I was like that and the things I could and wasn't capable of doing. They told me that they'd help me sort out everything, and past me really needed that because I was scared and honestly I was doubtful, and I'll admit it, I was very inexperienced, and VShojo helped. Because of that, I met a lot of amazing people that I can now call my friends. I've also experienced things I've never been able to experience before, and got to meet every single one of you guys in chat. And I want to mention that because even after everything, I'm still very grateful to them for allowing me to try this again. Yeah. But also because of this, I have publicly and privately praised VShojo a lot because I saw them.
Aww. Oh no.
You know, I'm reading notes, y'all. Okay, we're back. We're back, y'all. Alright, where were we? I can't do this. Yes, I can. No, yes, I can.
She's so cute.
Alright. Okay. I have publicly and privately praised VShojo because I saw them giving me this opportunity and platform as a big gift, right? Like a second chance. And I wanted to return the favor however much I can because I trusted them. And I trusted that they had our best intentions in mind. And, you know, that's how it works. I never asked too much or looked too deeply into things. And I know that this probably might sound like, oh, Michi, you're kind of an idiot. But the reason was because I didn't have a reason. I didn't have a reason to do that. I thought, well, yeah. So all of this have definitely came as a shock to me. And I'm sorry to every one of you guys. I know I've spoken a lot about, like, you know, as streamers, we have a platform and, you know, you gotta use it carefully. And I really genuinely apologize. I trusted them and I just never really had the reason to ask. However, with saying all this, I would like to say that I am not gonna be ending my streaming here. I'm still going to be continuing as myself, Michi, and if you'd still have me, I'd be so thankful to you. I'm so grateful for all the support you sent me, and I hope you continue to support my friends, mainly They're very kind and they mean the world to me, man. I just want them to be okay, and I want them to be.
So I'm gonna pause it right there. We can clearly see that it's affected her as well, and it's still very sad. VShojo owes a lot of people apparently, and I hope to God that the rest of the group that's there gets their share as well, and they don't get screwed over, because even Michi stated that she hasn't gotten paid in a year, which is insane. How do you not pay someone within a year? Like, this is probably their income. This is probably their how they get food. They pay the bills. They live. They live. How do you like? I don't understand. At least give the reason. At least give a reason for it. But also give Michi some love as well. I never knew about Michi until today, actually. Until today, and she's obviously so adorable, and I'm gonna support her by watching more of her streams as well, because these people just deserve so much love. So now that that one is over, the third one is kson, but they spoke in Japanese, so I only know a little bit of Japanese, but I'm not fluent with it. So I couldn't fully understand the situation, even if she tried to translate it, which I just couldn't understand it at all. But thankfully, more Kazahana has greatly and appreciatively explained it to us about kson and what's going on. So give him some love too, you guys. He digs not exactly deep into what goes on with the VTubing world, but he honestly does, and he actually explains stuff quite perfectly, to be honest. So he deserves a lot of love. But here, give him some love too. He explains about kson.
Okay, so it seems like the VShojo situation has gotten even worse, and well, we have a pretty big update, as it seems like VShojo are continuing to kind of like steal even more money from people. Well, not continuing to, but more stuff is being exposed by other VTubers that were a part of this group, for them taking money, for them withholding money, and not giving money to their talent, whether that's for a multitude of reasons. And this time it's coming from a VTuber named kson. Now obviously, if you guys don't know, kson has been very vocal about the whole ironmouse situation, and if you don't know about the ironmouse situation, you guys can go back and watch the video that I made on it. But essentially, ironmouse you know, had a ton of money kind of held back from this agency due to I don't even know what reason. There wasn't even a reason there. But essentially, they held back over $500,000 from charity,
Jesus.
and also money towards herself as well, which again obviously is extremely scummy. And she announced that she was leaving VShojo, and well, it seems like kson is also leaving VShojo, as she announced in the stream that she did. But essentially, she did this stream where she had a little thumbnail saying "Please answer VShojo," and yeah, as you can see here, it was about what, 2 hours long, I think, 2-3.
This is the video that she has posted to where she speaks to the VShojo Japanese CEO. And I tried watching it, but I could not understand a single thing that was going on. I only got like key like words in that from it, because like I said, I only know a little bit of Japanese. But thankfully, like I said, Kanahana here, he explains it a lot more.
It's a very long stream. It was an hour and a half. It felt very long listening to it. And obviously, yeah, she kind of talked a little bit in Japanese, a little bit in English, and she even brought on the...
All I can tell you guys is that if you guys do watch this and you guys know Japanese and how to like understand it, she is not happy at all. And I feel so bad for her. And I don't blame her for being angry too. I don't blame her.
VShojo Japanese CEO, which is very interesting because we haven't had any response from VShojo officially on their EN side. Again, the last post they made was some, you know, re-upload about kind of Project Melody. Again, that was the last thing they've said about this. They haven't said anything about this situation apart from the Japanese CEO. Now, if you don't know, VShojo JP is slightly different to VShojo EN in the sense that it's run by obviously a different CEO over there, and I think it's run kind of differently, and they handle their own kind of stuff. Whereas obviously VShojo EN is the main branch, and essentially VShojo JP kind of fly the VShojo banner and just kind of, you know, have a little bit more representation over there. And obviously kson is part of that as well as the Nova group as well are also a part of that as well. And essentially, yeah, kson brought on the VShojo Japanese CEO to actually explain what the hell is going on, because obviously she actually mentions in her stream the fact that she also hasn't been paid. She also hasn't been paid by VShojo. She has, apparently she's missing money from all the way back in September last year. So again, it's almost a year since, you know, she has, you know, even received any money from VShojo, which obviously can be absolutely terrible. You know, for a lot of people that, you know, this is the only income that they kind of get, and a lot of the income goes through VShojo. She still hasn't, you know, received it. And she's been asking all of these questions to the, you know, VShojo JP CEO, and he is there just kind of like very, kind of lost on what to say, because obviously, you know, they've been caught. They, you know, he was there just kind of going, yeah, I know, I understand. Obviously in Japanese, of course. And obviously, yeah, she was there trying to explain it and trying to translate to the audience as well, which I thought was a really good stream. You guys should definitely go support that. And also go, obviously, without that being said, you know, obviously go support ironmouse and her charity as well, going forwards. There was a couple of quotes, and also, obviously, a couple of now.
At the end of this, I will actually take you guys to the site, to the Tiltify, to where you guys can get a better understanding of where the charity is going to. Because I clicked it off screen right here, and it's actually, just please, I'm very terrible with words, you guys. I am very terrible with words when it comes to like supporting people and all that stuff. I just want everybody to know that I want to share as much love as I can, just to give you guys like the support that you can.
Announcements as well that came out. This person did a really good job actually doing it. This is why I got this pulled up. They said, damn, so kson was already planning on leaving VShojo at the end of July because they haven't paid her a significant amount of money either. Crazy shit happening over here. So again, obviously there's some crazy stuff going on over at VShojo, and essentially she also kind of hints at the amount of money, and obviously she hints at the amount of money being enough to buy a Ferrari. That's what she says. Obviously, you know, she tries to make a couple of like jokes and, you know, tries to be pretty light-hearted about it, and I think that's great. Obviously, she's trying to make a light out of a situation, trying to be a bit strong, which I think is great. But obviously, yeah, she makes the joke of, yeah, she could have bought a Ferrari with that money, and if you know how much a Ferrari is, it's in the hundreds of thousands. Obviously, you know, she didn't specify what make and models, so we don't know exactly which one she's referring to and the valuation of it. But, you know, your kind of baseline Ferrari is going for at least 100 grand, if not more. You know, obviously it could go for way more than that. Which, again, is very scary to see how much money VShojo have been holding back and have been stealing from their own kind of talent. And as you can see, with obviously with ironmouse as well, holding over $500,000 towards charity is crazy. And it just keeps getting worse and worse. And obviously, we keep going back as well. They say, I've been lied to from the company a lot about my situation. My payment stopped last September. I was asking what's going on for a long time, multiple times, and they said it's going to get paid. I was never paid, and I think I never will be. Obviously, yeah, that is from kson herself in that stream, and I think, you know, that's the same situation with ironmouse and people like that. You know, they were, you know, people were persisting it, and they were saying, you know, where's the money? You know, can we get the money? Like, where is it? This is really weird. And obviously, they're saying, yeah, you're gonna get it, you're gonna get it. And obviously, you know, in some company cases, you know, there is just the case where you just kind of mess up, and maybe it's late by like a week or so, or 2 weeks. Yeah, but this is like almost a year. You know, a year is like something seriously has gone wrong. Now, obviously, a lot of what the Japanese CEO was saying towards kson was that it was more of less of a nefarious thing, and that they, you know, were trying to do anything malicious towards them, and more so just the staff weren't good enough. Which again, I mean, that could be the case, but either way, it is still absolutely horrible for any of these people involved, and it should have been fixed a long time ago, you know. And I think that is a definite kind of you know, problem on the CEO's part and a lot of the people in charge's part to kind of get that working, because if, you know, the accountants and that at VShojo, because I'm assuming they have accountants that deal with the money and stuff like that, you know, if they're not doing a good enough job within like the, you know, first 3 months or so, and, you know, it's been like 3-4 months and you're like, okay, these people aren't getting paid, I think it's time to hire a new one. I'm gonna be real. I think if they aren't doing their job correctly, you should notice that before it gets up to a year, almost a year of being unpaid. Again, absolutely crazy. And obviously they go, the reason why I waited so long to reveal this information and say I'm going to quit is if I say that, I thought they were going to not going to pay me the amount they owe, which was scary for me. So recently I decided, screw it, I'm leaving. And obviously, yeah, I'm sure this Iron Mouse news obviously spurred her on to do that a little bit more. And I mean, yeah, kson obviously officially announced the fact that she is leaving, and that she literally said on the spot, like, I quit. Like, whenever she was speaking to the manager, you know, or the CEO, sorry, and she was like, hey, you know, where is my money? Like, where is it at? And he's like, you know, and she's like, okay, you know what, I quit. And that's essentially how it happened. And obviously she even followed up after the whole interview thing saying, yeah, I'm quitting VShojo, like, right now. You know, and obviously she's keeping her IP and everything, as VShojo do not own any IPs or any YouTube channels or Twitch channels. So again, if they tried to interfere with any of that, that also would be a big legal issue. She also said that she's not sure if she's going to do anything legally about it. Obviously, I think she should. And obviously she said as well that she didn't really want people prying into it. Which obviously, yeah, I think that's totally fair enough. It's a very, you know, personal thing to be taking a company like that, especially for such a large amount of money to court. Because obviously, JP, they don't do suing and stuff very often. Suing isn't a very common thing that happens in Japan, you know, and
Wait,
I think
really?
that, you know, that happening is going to be pretty crazy if it does happen, and they definitely do deserve to be sued for this amount of money. And obviously as well, you can see the kind of manipulation and stuff that's been going on behind the scenes with how, you know, kson was saying it was scary for her you know, to like leave. You know, there's a lot of kind of pressuring, and we also saw this with the ironmouse situation obviously as well. She felt guilty, and she felt guilted into staying and into you know, keep on working with them, especially due to everything, you know, that they've done for her. And you know, the same with kson as well. You know, they felt guilty, you know, and they also felt scared that they weren't going to pay their money back, so they decided to keep on going, hoping that one day they'll get the money back. But obviously that never happened. And obviously, even, you know, whenever she was talking to the CEO, the CEO was trying to explain the finances of the company to her, and he actually admitted the fact that the company, or VShojo JP at least, because obviously VShojo JP and VShojo EN are two separate companies, he explained the fact that VShojo JP was in a really good spot financially, and that they weren't struggling. You know, obviously a lot of people have been throwing up a lot of kind of, I guess, theories towards like VShojo, especially EN, saying that maybe they didn't pay ironmouse because they didn't have the money, they're in debt or whatever. Which again still isn't any excuse, because, you know, obviously the charity money went to them. They should just hand the charity money regardless of their, you know, situation. But again, obviously people were speculating that maybe they were financially in trouble, and that's why a lot of people aren't getting paid. But in the case of JP, they actually fully admitted that the finances are fine. They don't have any need to hold on to money or to keep it for a longer period of time. It was just that they didn't send it to her. And she even said to the CEO, well, can you pay it to me right now then? Like, where is my money? Can I have it right now? And he just went, oh, well, you know, and they just kind of continued the conversation going forwards. He kind of dodged it, you know. And obviously, yeah, I mean, it's such a large amount of money being paid as well. I mean, obviously, you know, some people would be like, oh, well, it is such a large amount of money, they can't just pay it instantly. But the thing is, it should have been paid a long time ago. They should pay it instantly, because they're the ones that messed up, you know. Again, obviously that was terrible. Obviously saying, holy crap, man, she's getting the JP VShojo CEO on call right now. It said the JP VShojo CEO believes that the owed money to Iron Mouse may have been used for operational costs.
What?
This is getting more insane. So the CEO, obviously, you know, this is the CEO of JP, so he doesn't really know what is going on the EN side. I mean, he probably has some kind of ear into it, but what he says he believes is that it might have been used for operational costs. And saying, this is getting more insane, bro. How can you just leave your massive talent in the dark about how charity money is being spent?
Exactly.
Obviously, here is the kind of what do you call it, the transcript is saying, today I must released I'm leaving thing here. Oh no, I don't think it's a transcript.
Sorry, I know I'm in the way, but he's gonna explain it.
But obviously, oh yeah, case, yeah, here we go. She said that, like you, she's owed money from VShojo, and that there was amount meant for a charity that VShojo did not pay on her behalf, amounting to over 500,000 USD. And then kson said, to put it simply, that's embezzlement, isn't it?
Which
he
is
said,
true.
Embezzlement. He said, well, the question becomes, where did the money go, right? And he said, that's true. I believe it may have been used for operational costs. It said, I haven't received any money from VShojo starting September last year, though. kson, does operational costs refer to staff salary then? I said, can we call that embezzlement? Maybe about the donation money. Of course, I can only speak for the movement of money in the Japanese branch. Yes, obviously, you know, he can only kind of talk about the JP side of it, which he said the money was doing fine there. And obviously, I actually do appreciate, obviously, you know, VShojo has been absolutely terrible behind the scenes, but I do appreciate the fact that the CEO actually went on call with kson to kind of clear up some things and actually confirm some things. I think that is definitely a positive side to it.
Yeah, because not a lot of people
But at the
do
same
that.
time, he definitely did not do enough to ensure that these VTubers were getting enough money and were getting the money that they do deserve. Obviously, the ironmouse thing is not really his fault, but for the kson stuff, it 100% is. And even kind of dodging the questions now is extremely scummy. So again, obviously, they were kind of trying to think of a reason as to why, you know, this is happening over on ironmouse's side. And yeah, it's very interesting, and a lot of this stuff is getting more and more insane. And obviously, there was a big kind of push as well from kson being like,
Pause. I just noticed on his wrist, it looks like it's that Wuthering Waves symbol that they all get. That's actually really cool. I didn't notice that. That's cool. I'm so sorry, everybody. I know I got off topic, but that was my ADHD kicking in.
you know, are you getting paid? Is the CEO getting paid? Are the staff
Oh my
getting
God, it
paid? Like,
is.
who is getting the money here? Because again, you know, it's just kind of disappearing into thin air and being like kind of called operational costs. Is it all just going to like one greedy CEO who wants all the money? Is it going to just the staff and then people with the talents aren't getting paid enough? Again, obviously, it's a big kind of problem and issue that people are looking up at. And obviously, yeah.
Oh God, there's more.
She also just quit straight up. This is the transcript from it saying the amount handled by JP was much lower than by EN. Did you say VShojo JP itself was good? Yes, you haven't paid me. That's what it says on the main company's finance book, huh? Wait, so you know the JP talents were not being paid? Yeah, he said yes. That's not doing good then. So obviously he knew that the JP talents were not being paid. So for context, JP does not handle the finances on their own.
So I want to make sure I'm understanding this correctly. So the Japanese CEO still knows that the EN is not getting paid. Yet the Japanese version of the VShojo is still doing good. So, excuse me. I want to know how these two corporations, if they are two separate corporations that are conjoined, not cooperating with each other. Like, you got a Japanese version of VShojo and then you got an English version of VShojo. Where is the money going? They're saying that it's still doing good. Why am I... I'm Bringle Burr. Oh, and then let's just continue.
So obviously, yeah, they get some kind of support from VShojo themselves. So again, that might be kind of partially due to some of the EN, I guess, kind of, you know, handling of the finances. So maybe it could be the same handlers that handled the ironmouse stuff as well. Again, we don't know who it is exactly. So we were doing good comparing the money coming in to coming out. And then kson literally just said, I quit VShojo today. And then Makina says hi, which obviously is yes. It said, kson said, I was planning on doing it on the 31st, but I'm doing it today. I quit. This is very wrong. They said, I understand. They said, you're telling me you could have paid me? I said, yes. Then where is the money? I want it now. And then he just goes silent. And she's like, did you just die? Like, literally says that in English. Did you just die?
What
and
the
he just
hell?
goes completely silent. It's
Okay, hold on. I'm going to move my VTuber so that you guys can clearly see what because I know I'm in the way. I'm so sorry, Kanahana. So yeah, he completely goes silent right here. Like, oh shit. Because kson literally just called him out. And obviously he admitted too that he knew that she wasn't getting paid. Like, how do you do that? I don't understand. How are people like that? How do people have the gall to, like, know what they're doing, tell it to your face, get called out, and not explain? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand.
Crazy. It's one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. So obviously, this is a CEO of, you know, the JP side of VShojo here, going completely silent from one of their talents asking them hey, can I have my money back, please? Can I have, you know, where is my money? Can I have it? And he's just going, well, you know,
Jesus, that's
I mean,
terrible.
you can tell, you know, how much, you know, they don't want to give this money back to them, which is absolutely horrible. And I don't know, it's just like one of these things where essentially this information's come out, and there's so much more information that will come out soon, and I'll cover all of it. As I said, you know, don't forget to subscribe and, you know, leave notifications on, because I will literally cover this, you know, as soon as it comes out. I'll keep you guys up to date as quickly as possible, because again, there's going to be more. There's you know, streamers going live soon, for example, like Michi and Henya, who have also said that they were going to go live and talk about that situation. Whether that's more kind of accusations of them, or I say accusations, or exposés of them not paying them, or whether it's just them explaining their situation, we'll have to wait and see. But obviously, I'll keep you guys up to date with what's happening with that. And there's so many more reactions from different.
So, like he is saying, he keeps in the loop with all this stuff, which I applaud him for. He's actually a very, very, very respectful, generous, and very kind person. There was a situation that I remember that he did, that he went up and actually asked the person, I forgot who it was, I forgot which situation it was, but he went up to them and asked for the true information directly, and they gave him honest feedback. Like, he is not a bad person. He is actually like a really good person when it comes to the like the drama and the situations that the VTubers are all in, and that, and I applaud him for that. I actually give him a hell of a lot of credit for it, which is why I watch his stuff a lot. But yeah, he explained a lot of what's going on with the VShojo stuff. And with kson, it's pretty screwed up. It's pretty screwed up how literally the CEO of Japan branch literally just like blatantly said, yes, I knew that I wasn't paying you, but then she just automatically calls out saying, you knew, where's my money? Where is it right now? I want it back. And then she makes him go silent, and I was just like, damn, dude. Like, once you're caught, you're caught. You can't go back. You could try to atone for your sins, but you just can't go back. There's just no going back. This here is, hold on, I move my head a little bit. This is ironmouse's campaign and charity. You can get all the information here. Move my fucking head. I'm so sorry, everybody. But you could literally go here. This is for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Anybody out there who loves what they love charity, they love supporting people who support this type of stuff and try to like help those in need, please be a beautiful soul and help her out. She is a wonderful person. She's kind, she's sweet. I don't know why people come after her for like no apparent reason, but she is amazing. I've watched her stuff and she is just a perfect person. But all right, that's all I had to say for this reaction, you guys, is because, I mean, I've never seen something go downhill so fast before. And I think I tried applying for VShojo when I was on my old name, my Kamike-chan one, before I became Kamiko Takimashi. And it's very hard to get into certain stuff like that. It's very hard to get into groups like that. But I'm kind of glad I got rejected at this point, because holy fucking shit. And I really hope that the rest of them in the English group and even in the Japanese group stay strong and they get their money, and I hope that those who left still get their money,